Let this object represent your childhood. 10 years of innocence. 10 years of believing the world is fair. 10 years of thinking adults have the answers. And this represents adulthood. Bills, responsibility, pressure, expectation, fear, and that quiet question you try to outrun. Am I enough? And then there's you. You grew up thinking life worked a certain way. You believed people were kind, friends stayed, adults were wise, and effort was rewarded. But somewhere between age 10 and now, reality slapped you awake. People lied. Things fell apart. The world didn't slow down. Life kept demanding more, while you were still armed with a child's toolbox trying to fix a grown-up life. And deep down, you know it. You were never prepared for this. But what if I told you something uncomfortable? What if I told you that most of what you learned in your first decade of life was incomplete? What if the lessons you didn't receive were the very lessons that decide your confidence, your success, your relationships, your identity? What if the system, school, society, even your environment was never designed to prepare you, but to control you? Would you believe me? By the end of this video, you will understand a truth almost nobody figures out: how your childhood shaped your adult limitations, and how to rewrite them. This road requires honesty. It requires courage. It requires you to confront what you missed. So I'll ask just once, are you ready to see the truth? Still here? Good. Let's begin. What were you taught at 10 years old? Be nice. Get good grades. Follow the rules. Don't cause trouble. Everything will work out. A simple equation: obedience equals reward. But that equation does not survive adulthood. Let's break the math. At 10, you learned pleasing people keeps you safe. You carried that into adulthood. But adults don't reward obedience, they exploit it. You were told that working hard leads to success. But mathematically, that's a lie. Work 40 hours a week at minimum wage, and you still can't afford an apartment in most major cities. Ah yes, the old hard work fixes everything myth. Fantastic advice, if you enjoy poverty. Let's continue. You thought childhood friends lasted forever. Statistically, you lose 80% of them by age 25. You thought adults knew what they were doing. But adults are just children with bills. Most are improvising. Most are scared. Most were never taught the things they needed either. You were raised on a myth that life rewards being good instead of being competent. But adulthood runs on competence, not niceness. Pay attention. This is the part they never taught you. The rule you needed at age 10 was this: life rewards the person who understands the system, not the one who blindly follows it. As a kid, you were trained to chase outcomes: good grades, approval, belonging, validation. But outcomes don't create power. Mechanisms do. Here are the equations you actually needed. Confidence equals competence. Freedom equals skills times discipline. Wealth equals value times scale. Respect equals boundaries. Not luck, not obedience, not waiting for adults to choose you. Look at Amazon. Jeff Bezos didn't chase money. He solved a problem. How do we deliver anything to anyone faster than anyone? The money followed because the problem was massive. Your childhood trained you to chase applause instead of ability. But it's not too late. Start small. Learn one valuable skill. Set one boundary. Say no once where the 10-year-old version of you would have said yes. Listen to the world around you. What does it need? That's where the power is. Now, let's make this real. The biggest thing you were never taught as a kid is this: some actions scale, most don't. Studying for grades? Not scalable. Working harder at a job? Not scalable. Trying to be liked? Never scalable. But building systems, learning skills, solving problems, creating products, tools, content, or businesses that run without you, that is scalable. Here's the adult equation. If it only works when you work, it is a trap. If it works even while you sleep, it is a system. Your childhood trained you to be a worker. Now you must learn to be a builder. Build the machine, then let the machine run. And now I'll tell you something nobody ever says out loud. You're not trying to fix your childhood. You're trying to fix what it stole from you. You're not chasing money. You're chasing safety. You're chasing control. You're chasing the ability to breathe without fear. Money is just the symbol. The real goal is freedom of time, freedom to choose, freedom to rest, freedom to not depend on anyone.